Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us. We're so grateful to be here with you on radio and television. Today, joining us is one of our great partners. He is Dan Milwick. He's Vice President and General Manager for the Houston Group for Enterprise Mobility. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dr. Murillo. It is always my pleasure to join you. It's a pleasure to chat with you and to share some things that are going on with our company. And thanks again for having me.
Absolutely. So it's summertime and folks are getting ready to travel, hopefully, and some of them are going to be going on the road. So Enterprise Mobility does great things. So tell us what's new on the horizon for you guys.
Well, great timing with the summer upon us and Memorial Day coming up. We're seeing a lot of very good optimism in the marketplace. And that travel, a lot of times, can be in a couple ways for Enterprise Mobility. In your neighborhood, that might be your local enterprise rent-a-car location where, hey, it's time to take a trip. This one's on the road coming from home, and you need something bigger. You need something more reliable. You need something that's just going to fit your needs. We're expecting to do a lot of business in that way. And also, folks are coming into the Houston market this upcoming holiday, and they're going to choose to rent, hopefully, from either Enterprise Rent-A-Car, National Car Rental, or Alamo, our three brands at the airport. So we've got a lot of great inventory in our fleet right now, a lot of new products. So we're anxious, we're excited for things to happen throughout not only this holiday, but the summer as a whole.
Yes, and certainly Enterprise Mobility is there for you. One thing that I've learned over my time working with you all is that a lot of people don't realize you also sell cars and trucks. Talk to them about that.
Yes, thanks for asking that. So on the truck side, something that's pretty exciting for us here is we just opened our 17th truck location in the Houston market. This one happens to be in Huntsville. So we've got trucks and cars all throughout our marketplace. And that's a great point. We actually have 4 of our own dealerships throughout the Houston market where we sell our cars that come off of rental to our general public. And that division is just doing tremendous work for us today. And this summer, we've actually set some new records on our own team for just sharing this opportunity and to buy cars, So if you are in the market or know somebody that's in the market for a relatively new used vehicle, we're a great opportunity. We're easy to find also on enterprisecarsales.com.
And speaking of which, hiring, it's summertime. You've got people looking for part-time, seasonal, and full-time opportunities. Talk to us about opportunities with Enterprise Mobility.
Yes, thank you for that too. We have everything from the entry level management training opportunity to come in and learn the inner workings of the business to auto detailers, you name it. We're looking for people that can help support the growth of our business, not only now, but way into the future. So if that's something that you know of anybody or anybody out there is listening, we've got great career opportunities, full and part-time.
And I want to remind people that it's not just the folks that are servicing you, right, when you go and get your vehicle, but it's a massive corporation, HR people, accountants, lawyers, you name it. There's opportunities there. So give it a thought. We've got a lot of young people graduating from college. And I've seen people within your organizations who've worked there 10, 15, 20 years because they've moved up and they've moved into different areas. And also the great training programs that you all offer to your employee is impressive.
Thank you so much. That's quite an endorsement coming from you, Dr. Murillo. I certainly appreciate that.
Thank you. And of course, you all have been very engaged with not only our chamber, but the Chamber Foundation. Just quickly, tell us what that has meant for you all and why you would encourage other corporations to get involved with us.
For starters, the Chamber is one of the finest organizations we've ever been a part of. And myself personally, what you and your team do in the community is nothing short of amazing. We love it because it also gets us so connected to different businesses around us. I've never felt more comfortable knowing my own marketplace by way of the lead of the Houston Hispanic Chamber. Our employees love to participate in all things that are related to the initiatives that the Chamber has. So every time there's an event hosted or sponsored or supported by the Houston Hispanic Chamber, we've got a ton of employees that want to participate. The hands go up immediately.
Well, thank you, and always sending volunteers our way. That's much appreciated. Dan, to you and the team at Enterprise Mobility, we thank you. Have a great day.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for Hispanic business in our region. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our volunteers, sponsors, board of directors, and staff as we work to advocate for business and for a stronger economy. Learn more by visiting the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website, HoustonHispanicChamber.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. One of the great privileges of having people on our program is that they do some incredible work throughout our region. Today, we're going to talk to you a little bit more about the Center for Houston's Future. Joining us today is our President and CEO, David Gow, who's done some incredible work already prior to being in this position in media. And David, I want to say thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So before we get into the Center for Houston's Future, which I'm a proud alum, and I'm so thankful for that opportunity, I learned so much. A little bit about you. You left a media conglomerate that you were running with some phenomenal different proprieties within that space, and you came over to the Center for Houston's Future. What prompted that change?
Well, I loved my time in media, and one of the fun things about media is our different outlets cover different aspects of our Houston region. So Culture Map, of course, covered the food, restaurant, beverage, festivals, all kinds of cultural activities around the city.
Yes.
And then we have Sports Map that covers sports, and Innovation Map that covers the tech, innovation, entrepreneurial ecosystems of Houston. I got to see all those things and have a real passion for the region. But I'd run it for about 12 years. I was the founder, and I was just ready to do something else. And when this opportunity with the center came along, it was irresistible to me because the center works on important strategic questions, public policy questions, public welfare questions for the region. And it's something I've long wanted to do. So I jumped at the opportunity here.
Well, and we're glad you did. And I know that you're celebrating an anniversary, a very important one, 25 years, and you've had a variety of different events and programmatic opportunities. Tell us a little bit about the 25th anniversary.
Well, it is a special year for the center because we are celebrating our 25-year anniversary. The center was founded in 2000, and one of the things we're doing here on our 25-year anniversary are really two things. One is we're celebrating the many alumni who have gone through our leadership training program. And you are one of the ones we are celebrating, people who have made an extraordinary mark in our community. We have 1,400 alumni who have gone through the program. And over the course of this year, we've winnowed that list down to 75 leaders who stand apart, and then a list of our top 25 here in year 25. So we're celebrating those leaders such as yourself who have made such a mark. And then the second thing we're doing here in our 25-year anniversary is looking ahead 25 years. We've got a project we're calling Vision 2050, which is to develop a new long-range plan for the region.
So let's talk about that vision. What are some of the key areas that you all are going to focus on, and what is your hope to accomplish between now and that time?
You bet. So with the process for Vision 2050, what we did at the very beginning is we reached out to many people across our communities, different geographic scope. We've talked to people in Sugar Land and inner city, et cetera, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different ethnic backgrounds. We wanted to be very inclusive and enlisting people to submit their aspirations, their goals, their ambitions for the future of our region. And so we took all those goals, those aspirations, and we got in hundreds. But as you might imagine, there was a lot of overlap. There were about 16 recurring themes that kept coming up, things that were really important to people, things that they really hope will be part of our future. And so we looked at those 16, we've been working on them and dividing them between those things where we think we're on a trajectory, where we will be successful in those fronts. And then there's some where we think there needs to be more work, where we need to create new initiatives to achieve success. And so we've identified about 5 or 6 where we're going to double down and apply our deeper efforts to try to get our region on track, to try to be helpful in shaping the future on these important fronts for the region.
Can you give us an example of some of those?
You bet. So transportation is a recurring theme that keeps coming up. One of the amazing things about our city, of course, is how fast we've grown, and we can anticipate more growth to come. And so we've got this challenge to accommodate the growth that we all enjoy, but we need to reduce congestion on the roads. And that's a real challenge. And so are there different solutions where we can consider ways to take people off the road, get them out of cars and into other means of transportation? So that's one. Another one that's near and dear to my heart is education. Obviously, education is just so fundamental to all of the opportunities we want to create for everyone in the region. And so education is a big thrust. And I think we're at a big fork in the road with education, because with the coming of AI could unravel or undermine education. It could weaken people's learning in the classroom, because AI can basically replace a lot of the work that students do to learn. So we don't want that path for AI. We want to figure out ways to tap into the positive elements of AI, to figure out ways that AI can be enhancing to education and not a threat to education.
A lot of challenges. Certainly, you have put together opportunities for alums to gather. I know recently I joined you at a home of one of your alums. And so tell me how you help maintain that engagement with your alums and certainly with your corporate partners.
You bet. So our alums are what we call sort of our sleeping giant. They're an amazing collection of alumni who have gone through our leadership training program. It's an extraordinary program. And when you look at the roster of people who have gone through it, it includes many luminaries across the city, names that we would all recognize have come through this program. So we really encourage people, if you know a rising leader in your community or in your company that you think would be a fit, please nominate that person for our leadership program. We'd love to get them into the program. And then, as you said, we want to maintain an ongoing relationship with our alumni, preserve that continuity and the connectivity that comes through the program. And so we're, this year especially, but most years, we'll have a set of events where we bring the alumni together, where we'll have fruitful conversations about important questions for the region. Most recently, we had one talking about innovation. How does innovation happen? What does innovation look like in our region? What kind of innovation do we aspire for the Houston region? And that was a blue chip panel discussing innovation. And then back in March, we had a wonderful conversation. It was women in leadership. Of course, March is a month where we recognize women in leadership. We did it with our own forum group. We had a great collection of female voices who shared their insights on leadership and provided great practical advice for the next generation of leaders in Houston.
Well, David, to you and your team, thanks for all that you do. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve as one of your alums. I learned a great deal and wish you continued success.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being an alumna, and I will look forward to seeing you soon at one of our events.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. It's my pleasure to introduce one of our newest corporate partners, and they do really important work. Today, joining us is Dr. Jack Waugh, and he's the founder of Designer Plastic Surgery and Med Spa, an ever-growing business where you want to make sure you go where people are licensed, professional, and have the expertise to make sure to take care of you. So on that note, welcome, Doctor. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. So let's get started. Tell us about your plastic surgery center and your med spa. What should we know?
Yeah, so we're a new practice. I founded Designer Plastic Surgery with the vision of providing an elevated experience for patients, a safe place. We have our own surgery center. We have a full scope of non-surgical and surgical practices. We have wonderful nurse injectors, and we have myself that specialize in plastic surgery from head to toe.
Excellent. And so what inspired you? As we know, this is a growing field. There's a lot of people out there doing this kind of work. What inspired you?
So I really like problem solving. I really like being creative and the arts, and I kind of couple that with surgery and science. And I feel like a lot of times patients have a lot of concerns aesthetically, concerns about aging, concerns about all the things that they've gone through. And so I feel like we could provide a safe space for people to come and address their concerns, a place that we can really give them comfort and give them confidence and make them beautiful.
So this is something that's a very personal experience. I'm sure people have to really think about doing this. What is something that your team does to help them with feeling comfortable, the whole patient experience? What is different about what you do with your patients?
Absolutely. That's a really important question. We really have an open door policy. We focus on honesty, transparency. We are always available. We are very tailored to the patient's needs, patient's individual, and we really listen. And our whole team is set to the moment that you walk through the door, that you're welcomed, that your comfort, that the white glove service, all that is all part of our practice.
So on that note, there are so many things that in terms of new technology and advancement, what are some of the things that you'd like to share that you provide to your clients that's new and innovative?
Yes, and there's a lot of things that are innovative in plastic surgery, mostly minimally invasive surgeries that allow smaller incisions, faster healing time, more natural results. There are also a lot of robotic assisted things like hair transplantation with robots. And then also customized surgeries that we plan certain surgeries on the computer. We plan the whole thing with implants and designs that are customized to the patient. And really, that's kind of the future, I think, because it gives you the best accuracy and precision.
And on the hair transplant, is that for men and women?
Yeah, that's for men and women. You have to treat them a little bit differently.
Yes.
Obviously, the hair style and the pre-treatments and everything. But yeah, that's definitely for both men and women.
I'm sure you're seeing a lot of folks come your way for that. That's interesting. And certainly the other is a lot of people, it might be their first time and they're apprehensive. What advice do you have and making sure that they go to someone like you who, again, has the credentialing, has the experience? What should you want to share? What would you want to share with them?
Absolutely. I think they should definitely choose a plastic surgeon that aligns with their values and goals. I think it's very important that they feel comfortable in that space, that they can ask any questions that they want. They feel comfortable calling, they feel comfortable addressing any of their concerns. And most importantly, I think the patient should follow their gut. You know, they should never be pressured into doing something. They should never feel like they were sold something that's not a good product. So they feel like they really should trust their gut and have a good feeling about the surgeon that they choose.
Yes. What else would you like to share with our audience before we wrap up?
So something that we value really is culture. I think we try to create a great team of nurses and medical assistants and managers. And I think that we really just try to treat our employees right and have fun.
Thank you so much to you and your team. And we encourage those to make sure to please visit the website that you see on the screen and go out, get your consultation. And we appreciate you supporting businesses, companies, and doctors and others who support the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Watt, thank you so very much.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for the Hispanic business community. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our board and staff for making sure we elevate business and advocate for a stronger economy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, president of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Our guest today is the dean of the University of Houston Downtown UHD Maryland Davies College of Business. Joining us today is Dr. Jonathan Davis. Thank you so much for being with us, Dean.
Thank you, Dr. Murillo. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. And so we're so excited that for so many years, we've had a long-standing partnership with the University of Houston Downtown and the College of Business. We've seen you guys grow, offering not only undergraduate degrees, but now also graduate degrees, right? Your master's program.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit more. We're seeing you all over on billboards throughout the city of Houston. So let's talk about UHD College of Business.
Well, so UHD, of course, is a separate university within the University of Houston system. We serve almost 14,000 Houstonians on an ongoing basis. In the college, we have majors in every business field you can probably think of. We currently offer 3 master's degrees, 10 undergraduate business degrees, MBA, professional accounting masters. So we have a lot to offer Houston and a lot of workforce fulfillment opportunities here at the college.
You absolutely do. And I know that you all work very closely with corporations to make sure that your students have the skill set to make sure that they can go on to careers and hopefully stay here in the Houston area. But what else should we know about your curriculum, about your programs?
Yeah, great question. I mean, to your point a moment ago about our connection with the industry, we are always seeking that connection. And every one of our degree programs that we offer here is built and revised over time in concert with our partners in industry. So it's very important to us that we make sure that we're preparing our students for the jobs that exist today and the ones that will exist tomorrow. In addition, we're always building new programs. So lately, our newest offerings, we have a new undergraduate business degree in human resource management, which has already proved extremely popular. There's obviously a very large unfilled need in the Houston area that was waiting for us, and that program has already grown to over 200 students. We have also a new graduate certificate in business intelligence, which is really a blending of business analytics and the use of AI and other advanced tools for data-driven decision making. That can be used in concert with our MBA core courses to earn your MBA degree, but it can also be taken separately if you just want to skill up and learn to make data-driven decisions using modern tool sets. So these are two examples of the kinds of programs we're working on and introducing to help make Houston a place that's got a workforce that's more prepared to meet the remainder of the 21st century.
And it's a combination of in-person and online, I imagine.
We do. We have all kinds of ways to engage. We have online courses for virtually every program we offer. We have courses that can be programs that we can take in face-to-face, and some students prefer one versus the other, depending on your learning style or the life situation you find yourself in. And so, it's part of our mission is to make our programs as accessible as possible to Houston.
Accessible and also affordable, which is key. We know for many
Right.
students that are commuter students that are working, many of them part-time or full-time.
Absolutely. UHD is one of the most affordable higher education institutions in the state of Texas, which is saying a lot because state of Texas has a lot of good affordable options, but we are amongst the best in affordability. We're proud to be so.
Yes, and you should be. Your students. Tell us what's unique about the student population at UH downtown at the College of Business.
So that's a great question. It's near and dear to my heart. I love our students. It's the reason I'm here. It's the reason I keep showing up to work. And I think you could say that for most everyone who works in the college and at UHD. Our students tend to skew older than traditional universities. They have already often started careers. They're looking to skill up in that career, or maybe they're looking for additional education to change careers. But almost invariably, our students are overcoming significant life challenges to go and improve themselves and their knowledge base. They've got family that they're working with. Sometimes they're caregivers for parents. They have full-time work. They're coming from a low-income background. Often, very often, overwhelmingly, they're the first person in their family to ever go to college. So you're encountering a student or a graduating student who has a maturity and focus that's frankly inspiring, and I find our students inspiring every day. So we really work hard to reach out to the industry in the city, bring them here, come talk to our students, interview them, see if they can fill that need for a really intelligent, hardworking, well educated student who is nevertheless mature and ready to hit the ground running.
Well, thank you for all that you do, Dean, and we appreciate the partnership with the University of Houston Downtown College of Business. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Go Gators.
Thank you, Dr. Maria. Go Gators.
The Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the leading advocate for Hispanic business in our region. In Houston, we represent over $54 billion per year in consumer spending. Our thanks to our volunteers, sponsors, board of directors, and staff as we work to advocate for business and for a stronger economy. Learn more by visiting the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce website, houstonhispanicchamber.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. Laura Murillo, President and CEO of the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us here on KHOU 11 CBS and on the radio on Odyssey. Today, our guest is a very well-known national leader, and we're happy to have him here in Houston, Texas, always advocating for our community, for Houstonians, for business, etc. Michael Trevino is joining us here today, and he is with the Trevino Consulting Group, and they do a variety of different important work for our Houstonians. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, Michael. And we've known each other for decades now, and it is my honor to say that I've learned a lot from you and other great Houstonians who've done such tremendous, important work in our great city. And now you have really taken on something that is so important that I don't think enough people know about. It is the American Immigration Council. So let's start there. What is that, and why is it important?
Well, the American Immigration Council was formed in 1987 by another organization that I've been associated with for many, many years, the American Immigration Lawyers Association. And so the purpose of the coalition is a nonpartisan national advocacy organization, not-for-profit. And the purpose really is to engage in research, to educate and inform elected officials so that we can move towards a fair, more just immigration policy strategy and system that also at the same time values the contributions of immigrants, whether they be business owners, whether they be taxpayers or consumers. And so we work with lots of organizations. Probably a more successful program, the one that the Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is a member of, is TEG, Texans for Economic Growth. And so that's more than 160 business leaders and associations that come together, really. The AIC generates research that is used to, again, help educate and inform elected officials about the type of policy that we should have in place that obviously is mindful about that.
So for folks that don't understand, talk to us more about the process, the naturalization process. What are the qualifications? What do people need to know?
Yeah, well, it really begins with the understanding that last year in 2024, more than 818,000 people became naturalized citizens in this country. Houston is one of the national hubs, naturalization hubs, with 27,000 people that were naturalized last year. That's 3.3%. And so this is the result of individuals taking that final step to become a naturalized citizen, as my father did after many, many years. But it's also the result of incredible fine work by more than 40 civic organizations. NALEO, the National Association of Latino Elected Officials, Ruri Juntos, our very own Baker Ripley, and the labor unions. The labor unions, each and every one of them has a naturalization program to assist their members. SEDES is another group. All of these are funded by very important philanthropic institutions in the city, the Houston Endowment first among them. And so all this is the kind of work that needs to be taking place, and it's the kind of people. Fun fact, the majority, more than 3/4 of the people who are naturalized have lived in this country for more than 20 years, Laura, more than 20 years.
Michael, please tell us what role business can play.
Well, there's no question that the most influential persons in a person who's eligible to naturalize to make that choice, take that decision, are family members. But this also includes work family members. And so employers can give people time to be able to prepare for the exam at work. They can also maybe give them an advance. It's time consuming and costly, anywhere from $700 to $760 per person to be able to go that. And so their work family is as important as their own family to be able to do that, to take that last step to do that.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your advocacy. Again, once again, we recognize the American Immigration Council and the great work that they are doing, and we encourage businesses and employers to support individuals who qualify for the naturalization.
If you
Yes.
are eligible to naturalize, or you know someone who's eligible to naturalize, go to becomeacitizentoday.com.
Thank you so much, Michael. We'll be in touch. Goodbye.